I welcome you guys into my how-to series, although I will teach you today how to make yourself retain 100% of every single information in the world. And this is how. I need you guys to understand that I apologize for what happened, although guess what, we make mistakes. And guess what, now, I've taught you already 93% of the communication right there. I mean, that's 100% in terms of retention for 93% of the information out there. And now what's important is what I say also. And now what I say is what I do. And now it comes across that 7% of my communication is 93% of my communication. I mean, it's also how I structure my life and how I look and how I dress, and also am I better than yesterday? Because what's important in the information between the tonality and the body language is making sure that you don't know nothing. I mean, I never need you to know. So what I say, I mean, who cares about that? I need you to understand, I don't care about what is said. I need you to understand that what you see in life is what you do. I need you to understand it's more that you read all the information in the world and what I say, although make sure that you understand that it's not the main part. I mean, do you understand? I mean, what the main part is, you have to understand, is the whole picture, although what we're looking at is the tonality and the body language. I realize that you can read the 55% of the video by just scrolling that way first. I mean, you do it within 1 minute. I mean, the next part is we're just listening to the tonality of the person to understand their body structure in terms of the tonality and how good are they and how is the persona and what are they teaching you in the persona of the tonality. I mean, it's the vocal cord. I mean, it's the vowels. I mean, how smart are they in their tonality? I realize the knowledge, you pick it up along the way. So I'll show you how to read pure, just information. Also guys, you open up your YouTube please, and you go to my page, for example, or anybody's page, and then for example, I realize this is my beautiful page over here, and I have 103 videos right now, and 11 subscribers guys. I need you to understand I have 11 subscribers. I have a 3-hour video over here. I need you to understand now, when I read this video, for example, and say this is not me, I realize that it's obviously I, although I know nothing, and therefore I will teach you how to grow. Because in order for me to read this video, you have to understand that communication is 55% of the body language in the video. So to understand that the other 38% is the vocalities of the video, and 7% of the video is what I say. I need you to understand that in order for you to read me first, you need to understand that my video is 55% of the communication just by doing this. You see this little box over here? I'll show you this. You just scroll all the way here and you watch my video this way. I can say we're done over here because you just read 55% of my video and you retained 100% of the information. You retained 100% of the information by just watching 55% of the video. I mean, now to understand the rest of the information, which is another 38% in tonalities and another 7% in the words I say, you have to read it like this. Hello guys, so welcome back. Be the truth, make sure that you're seeing the truth. Remember what we speak in terms of the front desk. Quote, it's never the right or wrong, the bad and good for the 9 to 5. Would you listen to a train around the world and rich people? You understand? The rest they have, in a sense, it works for you guys and women out there. The guy checked my bag. He checked my bag. Learning and growing. So as I switched over in terms of heaven and hell going on into the world right now. The woman hit me and I reacted, and guess what? When you react, you're blind. the real news. They are the real something in return and never do it anyway. Stay away from that. You understand? You have to stay away from pornography. It's never for me. And then also then I find, for example, Tony Robbins, I do it inside my Mega Drive. And also how much went into GXP, how much touch me, and then that's why they're still fat. You understand? That's it. I never care about them. There is an actual quote that says, if you can never make people happier, make yourself happier. No matter what, use your eyes. Use your eyes right now. Project your eyes at me. You, I, me. You, I, me. Rush Hour 3. Audio, as I explained. And no matter what, just lift your standards. Make sure you're lifting your standards. Make sure that you're a person who's never decreasing your standards. $500, $400, $300. Sometimes I say as a person right now. You understand? Never believe me, but believe the truth. And to carry 10 kilos. Now that every person has, there's a coronavirus in terms of are you and what is. I need you guys to understand now that what you just read over here is my tonality. And now within the tonality, what I'm saying is important, although what we're looking at is how do I structure my voice in the video. I need you to understand that 38% of the communication is the attitude you bring to the table. And it's called your tonality. So when you read my video over here, going on. Guys, recently I have security guards over here at the actually gets you scared is how healthy are you? Just see the looks. And more content than actual Tim Ferriss. So realize now that a person is actually doing content and is actually on fire. Is that understand? I think a person who says, hey, I see your Instagram. Start with that. Medicare stuff. You understand? So guess what? You never be that person because guess what? Robert Kiyosaki has already seen and actually said for me the truth because no matter what, I see the truth in me and never in anybody else. But yes, I do see the truth in other people. So what am I doing here? I'm working on myself in this video right now. I'm actually straight. I'll never lead you astray. I need you to understand now that what I've shown you there is my attitude and my tonality. So when you're listening to my tonality over here, you're actually reading the audio. And it's really in my tonality that comes the attitude. And now 55% of the conversation is also how you dress and how you look and how you groom yourself. I realize that when I look at you and I say good, you have passed my test because 55% of the communication is silent already. So if you're dressed the best, I promise you, I don't even have to talk to you and I don't even have to read your tonality to understand that you are someone successful. I realize that the next 38% is the tonality I bring to the table. And that's what you must learn. You must learn the tonality to be better in your communication, which is have a better tonality throughout your life. And now what I realize is the rest of the information is 7% of it. I need you to understand that it's 7% of it. You only go and grab the tonality of the video and you grab yourself. I'll just do this. I realize, guys, we go back into my video over here. I realize I can still pause the video too. I realize what you do is you play. So guess what? What I said was, no matter what, just realize when you have no health. You see now, I said you have no health. You say health. I mean, all you do is you just skip it. First, become abundant and... I mean, I said become abundant. It's prospering in terms of how much you have. I mean, there's something that somebody has. You do that. You understand? You step up for the occasion. You have to step up for the occasion, I say. Truthful person who swears. You must be a truthful person who swears. I mean, literally, you have to be a truthful person when you swear. Guys, so, hallelujah, I just figured out... You see, hallelujah, I'm happier.
Humility and who you are in terms of vitality and strength.
You see, you have to read vitality and strength. Do you understand? I mean, you're just picking up a few words.
It's really celebrating. Celebrating what?
I mean, you have to celebrate, I say.
So, I took the key off the hostel.
You see, I took the key off the hostel. So you start to read more about that.
Let you in. And it caused me no worries. That was a lie. But he said in terms of that, he said something in terms of, he said that I looked like a homeless person. That's what he said. That's what he said, yeah? Yeah, that's what he said. He said, I look like a homeless person on drugs or something like that.
I realized that this is something that happened, although I never stole anything. I just took someone's key or something, and it must have been by accident because I never steal anything. Although it did come off as a thief kind of stuff, although I'm not a thief.
I can die today, and I can say I lived my truth. And
you see this? I say that if you die, you must live your truth.
Causing a riot, why? Because, guys, it's for the rich. This is happening for the rich people. That's what he said, yeah?
You see, I mean, what you have to understand is what I just said there is whatever's going on is for rich people.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, I look like a homeless person on drugs or something like that. Why? See through the lies. You can see what...
You see, I say you have to see through the lies. I mean, I'll just pause it right here. I promise you guys, that's all the key to success that you need. You have to understand that is all you're reading. So when you read audio, in terms of the music, in terms of the content that I say, or anybody says, you have to understand it's just pick up a few words. I mean, pick up a few words and do it 1,000 times. I mean, it's so quick. You go this way and that way, and you go this way and that way, and eventually, after the 50th time, you'll say, I understand what he's talking about. I mean, it's that quick, and you've read the video already. You don't have to finish the whole 3-hour video. You've already done 93% of it. I mean, do you understand? I mean, then you just scan for a few words here and there and for some motivation, and that's it. You don't read 3 hours of the information. I mean, do you understand? You don't read anything start to finish. You just go and read a few words here and there. I mean, the 7% is the few words. You just go 50 times. I mean, sometimes it may be a 2-minute video. I mean, watch the whole 2-minute video then. I mean, you don't have to, although just watch the body language first, and then watch the tonality, and then watch what's said. I mean, you have to make sense of it. I will say though, that when a video is 10 hours long, you don't finish it from 1 hour to 10 hours long. I mean, what you do is you pick up the video first, and that's 55% of the video, because that's real time in terms of the video was made in real time for 10 hours. You can just go through it in 10 hours. You can do it in 1 minute. And you can see how the day was in 1 minute. You don't have to watch it from start to finish. I mean, that makes sense. And then what you do is you skip to the parts of the music festival or where that person's speaking, and just pick up the tonality and the surroundings. And you've already watched the images, so you don't need to watch the images. And then once you've had more enough of that, you've picked it up already. You understand? And then what you do is you go and motivate yourself a bit with the words. And then you're not listening to the tonalities anymore. You're listening to the words now. I mean, make a few sentences or a few words or 2 words and skip somewhere else. I mean, read a paragraph or a sentence and be creative with it. And also, this is how now I'll teach you how to read music. I need you guys to understand that this is the type of music I listen to, although I promise you now, I'll teach you how to read music. So if you're a music producer and you need to do music compositions or anything like that, I'll teach you how you can structure your life to make sure that you can read music fast and make sure that you understand the ideas within the music. So what you do is the same thing in terms of what we did on YouTube, although you're just going to do it with music. listen to my track over here with Leo Bar, you'll understand I have a nice, beautiful get-together, nice, beautiful composition over here, which I did put on Spotify at the moment, and I'll be taking this one off because I have some other plans, although it's the same aspect of life.
You play with people you don't regret. You play with people.
You can literally understand my surroundings of the track and how I actually produce the track.
You're the lucky one. You play with us.
You can understand already from how much I've shown you that it's a nice chill track and it's a nice relaxing track. So we've picked up that information. And how much is that information? I promise you that's already 50% of it. I promise you now, what you're reading from this point on is you're looking to understand what else is in the music. I will say now that you understand that once you get to the point of that, you understand to go and read about what are the instruments in a track. So for example, when I show you instruments in a track, you can understand, you will see over here, I have my other tracks, which is, for example, I have over here. I mean, what we're listening to right now is I just shown you how most of the track is already, because as you can see by these two examples, you can understand that what we're looking for is the surround, nice, beautiful system of the video. So when you're listening to music, you're just listening to see what other experiences can the music give you and what else can you learn from the experience. I mean, that's all you're really doing. So when you read music compositions, I mean, you can go to anyone's track. You can go Enough Echo by Marlowe. I mean, you don't have to listen to the whole track. I mean, what you do is you structure the track and you look at the track from start to finish in a way that you skip it. I can already tell by that track that it's a nice, beautiful sound, and then it has a new sound, and that it's modern. I can feel that it's a modern track, and it's a beautiful track made because of the sound. And now, when I look at the track, I look to see what is inside the track, and what elements has he used, and how has he composed the track, and how is he making sure that he keeps up his pace with the track, and how is he doing the cut-up vocals, and also inside the track in terms of the percussions, and how is he breaking up the track, and what type of structure is he using. I promise you that's all I'm looking for when I scan the track. I also experience the track, so what I do is I go this way, that way, I realize I go that way and this way, I'll go this way and that way, I'll go this way and that way. You understand? Because what the whole point is to just keep doing this. You keep doing this the whole way through, and you're going to experience the track. And then you learn the track. You learn the whole track. You learn about the whole track of what's happening. You understand? And as I realized that once you understand the whole track of how it goes, you can then move on. You then go and read another track. You can go Armin van Buuren, you go this one here. I usually make sure I listen to the first 10 seconds. I realize I listen to the first 5 seconds of how it starts, and also the last 5 seconds of the audio. I understand that already, how he started. I understand how he started, so I'll go here. I realize that's how we finish. So that gives me an idea on how I can finish my tracks and how I can start too. I can really pick up the vibe of the track, and it's a nice and celebrational, and it's a nice, beautiful love song. I can really see it, so I don't have to listen to it from start to finish. I can see it already within 10 seconds, while you have to read 4 minutes of the track to understand that. I mean, do you understand? So what I do is I pick up the experience of the audio, and I make sure to pick up the structure, as I've shown you. I just go really quickly throughout it, and I listen to the sounds and to the new technology that electronic music can produce today, and also to how they structured it and where did they put their build-ups and what kind of kicks do they use and what kind of sounds and who is the vocalist and how does she sing and what happens in the track and how does it go, and that's how you read music. I need you guys to understand that that's just 2 ways on how you can read. I need you to understand that there is another version of a video where you can read on ×2 version in terms of YouTube. So when you go on YouTube, you'll understand that on YouTube, you can read on ×2 speed. So when I show you the example here, you'd go over here to the 3 dots over here. I mean, it's at the top right corner. You see the 3 dots up here where the share button is. You click that, you go playback speed, you'll press on ×2. Now
for me.
You can pick up the information faster. So instead of picking up 3 words, you can pick up 6 words in the same amount of time. And that helps you to pick up the words of the 7% of the information much quicker, while also picking up my tonality much quicker. So it's a fast, nice, beautiful speed reading material that you must place into your persona.
And also then I find, for degrade you, it's true. That's when you put an I there, you put the I in place, you're speaking truth. Believe me.
I mean, do you understand why the ×2 speed is so important? Because when I still speak this way, you can read me on 10 times the speed, and guess what happens? You understand my vocalities in the whole video based on that speed.
Go and speak a person who can. You come here. Yeah, because when she comes here, she's waiting for you. And that's the value. We're actually moving forward. You have to see what I'm talking. So I'm never going back in life. Now, why do I realize no matter what happens, that you also hold a. And no matter what, you have to realize, just sit down with your wife or husband, or your boyfriend, girlfriend.
I mean, now you get my drift, because that is just a 2 times speed. So for example, now, I will go and say, for example, that you can go and grab yourself a nice beautiful application over here, which is called the VLC over here, which is the VLC right here. And what this does is, for example, I'll go into my gallery over here. I'll show you. I'll go into my mega downloads, and I'll go into my nice beautiful track over here in terms of my video, and I'll share this around. I'll share it somewhere. I can share it to YouTube, I can share it to Instagram, I can share it anywhere. And what I do is I look for the VCL. I look for the VLC over here. I make sure to find the VLC over here. I'll give this a go over here. I see it over here. So
I welcome you guys into my how-to series. Although I will teach you today how to.
You see, that is just one of my videos I just made. Although I have to go into my other files. I can say, guys, that you just.
These guys understand that that's just 2 ways.
I'll show you over here. You go playback speed. You can put on ×4. I mean, that's what I've been meaning to give you, although you understand that this video now will go on ×4. You see how fast you picked up my nice beautiful tonality in that? I mean, that's all you're picking up from the video. When you're reading tonality speed, you're just picking up that. And that is a nice beautiful remedy for why you must use 4 times the speed in VLC. So if you have a nice beautiful Samsung phone, I realize guys, if you have a nice beautiful Samsung phone, I mean, you can read my tonality in 4 times the speed, because Audible, for example, which is a nice beautiful audiobook site, will allow you to do 3.5 times the speed. So if you go on audible.com and you read the tonalities of the books there, you'll understand that you can read it 3.5 times faster. And that's 1.5 times faster than YouTube. So it's much better for audio programs. Although, you can go into my Mega Drive and you can download my video and then put it into VLC, and you can do it on 4 times the speed, and you can just pick up the nice beautiful vocalities of my video really quickly. Although you can go also on YouTube and do the same thing, although it's slower, by 2 times the speed, or by or in terms of this case, you can only find me on YouTube and also my Mega Drive. You understand that in terms of other aspects, you understand that audiobooks sites in terms of the audible.com is much faster than the YouTube in terms of the vocalities, although you're picking up the vocalities of the video. And it's so simple, guys. So make sure that you go and find yourself a VLC media player if you have a Samsung, or find yourself an application that can do 4 times the speed. I promise you, most of them will do 2 times speed, and YouTube is that, so use YouTube for that. Although if you need 3.5 times the speed, you go Audible, and that's just audio, so there's no video there, and you'll find the audio books that will give you the tonalities of how they read. I promise you though that I'll find it useful to do that. And also I'll also teach you now how to read images. So what you do with images is this. You guys need to understand now that, for example, I have a nice beautiful course here which is images and how to read images. So for example, when you look at my image, you will understand that as long as you stay here, you have your attention focused at me. I realize that's I, because now you have to also realize to keep moving quickly. So what you do is you do this. I mean, you're speed reading my images really quickly. You're looking at how am I branding myself and what am I doing during my fashion statement. You can see how I do it. You see how quick this is? I mean, now what you do is, for example, you can go into my nice beautiful remedy over here. You can go into my nice beautiful Instagram, and you can find out quickly how my persona is through my images. I mean, you don't even need to understand what I write. You don't even need to understand my audio. You don't even have to look at my videos anymore. You can see now my brand and persona through just my beautiful Instagram. You can look at my Instagram like this, and you can find out how I live my life. You can read this. You don't understand, although you have to understand much better than you do. I know nothing, although the whole point of life is to understand that we're just reading body language. So what we did with the video in terms of YouTube is what we're doing here. You can read all my photos really quickly. You don't have to do anything else. I mean, what we're doing here is we're reading visually. I mean, we're just reading visually to see how I am. I mean, what are you doing in life? I mean, it's that simple. So it's just in silence you can do this. You're just reading really quickly my persona and what have I been doing, and you're catching up to my life. And how is my life today? You understand? And you're doing it, I'm giving you a story through images. I mean, that's how you read my life. I mean, that's how you read anybody's life. You understand that you'll read, up to this point, you've read 750 images of mine right now. Although, you understand that all these images, right now, you can understand. I have a nice beautiful collection of photos over here. You can understand how I branded myself. And guess what? You come here, you see 256 photos that you just watched already of me. So you can understand 756 photos of me really quickly. And guess what? I mean, that's what a speed reading course does. And you just read 756 photos of me, although I've never seen one of you. You understand, though, that those people who are more in the attention and who have shown themselves more are always going to have more status. So guess what? You have to understand that in order for you to even read quickly, you have to see that each and every single one of my posts has 10 photos in it. So you go and read quickly about my life. You read quickly about how I live my life. You go over here. You'll see how I really can do my images right here. You see how I speed read, guys? I speed read this way. I speed read to just see my images. I can see who you are, mate. I can see you love to fashion model. I can see you love yourself too. I promise you, you look excellent. I see what you're doing. I promise you, is it that easy to do it? You understand? Because I teach you nothing in terms of the words in my videos, in terms of the images. You have to understand, I teach you so much in my videos and images and writing. I teach you so much in my audio programs. You have to understand that what's important here is we're just looking to see how is my persona in my images. I mean, you can see here, I am branding myself. I love I. I show all my flaws. I have nothing to regret. I missed one, although I've got one. You see, I have one here, and that's the whole point. You have to understand that the whole point of image speed reading is just this. You're just looking to see what that person can do for you. And you have to understand, that's what I teach on my Instagram. I need you to understand though, that when you go into the search bar of Instagram, you can do this really quickly here. You can do it and you're reading just images. You're just looking to see images over here. I can say she's beautiful. I can say over here, you can understand how this goes. You can see images really quickly of inspirational people who are very beautiful. You can read their images really quickly. I mean, you're just reading by image and you're looking to see what works and what doesn't. You can see how life is. You may pick up an idea on how to increase your persona over here. You may pick up an image that you love and you may emulate that kind of image with yourself. You see, these are the top posts of Instagram. See, Brian Tracy, I realize that's my mentor. You can see over here, you can understand that you're just speed reading, you're just looking through the images over here because that's what we're doing personally. You can understand what we're doing. I mean, we're reading images really quickly and we're picking up experience of other people because we're looking at the images and how they live their life. I mean, we're looking to see how they live their life right here. You can understand by the image of how they live life. You can see how they live life over here. You can see what we're doing. You see now, for example, what you can do is you can go on Instagram and you can type in a location. I mean, let's go Nigeria. Nigeria location. You can go anywhere you love. And let's go check out the top posts of Nigeria today. You see? You can go and see what people in Nigeria are doing today because those are the top posts of Nigeria today. I mean, every single day is different and you can pick up so many images just by doing this. You can see now how to read images. You have to understand that when you do this, you're just picking up what are people wearing, how are they doing it. I mean, what can you do better? I mean, how can you stand out in your life? Looking to see how can you make sure to do your best in life. You're looking at what are people doing and what are they wearing and how are they doing it. You're looking to see what you can do much better. And that's it. You're just reading images. I promise you all though, that when you come to my Instagram, you'll also find quotes. I need you to understand that how you read quotes is just like this. You look at one word and you're looking to see some words together. You're looking to see, and I promise you now, the whole point is just you're screening what I'm doing over here. You're looking to see by just clicking this way really quickly, what you can find in my words. I mean, when you look at my words over here, you're looking to really quickly see any type of words that you find that may be intriguing. you just keep going because you're not missing out, guys. You're not missing out on 7% of the communication. You're just looking to see some words of how I present my quotes in images. You're looking to see how my nice, beautiful words are. You're looking to see and understand how you can read really quickly. So what you're doing is you just keep doing this. You just look at the information I provide. You're just looking to see at the words. You're looking to see the words right here. You're looking to see what you can find in this kind of information, because you understand that life is 100% of the communication in not knowing what I say. You don't know what I said. I don't even know what I said over here. I mean, it's just nice, beautiful words. I mean, what's important here is to understand that 93% of the communication is the 7% of the communication. I need you to understand, you need to do more than you read. I mean, do you understand? You need to understand that this is what speed reading is. I promise you it's not this, and then this. I promise you it's this. I promise you this is speed reading. You're looking to see and you understand what I mean. You have to understand that words mean nothing. Do you understand? I can say that words mean nothing, guys. I mean, these words mean nothing. You have to understand that what means something is what I've done already. Do you see what I'm doing? I mean, do you see what I'm doing over here? You can already see what I've done. I mean, do you see how much I dedicate myself into quotes? I write all these quotes. I highlight them. You can read that too. I mean, that's speed reading. You teach them. You pick up, you say extra food. I see extra food will give you extra, and I say extra food will give you extra. Go and do. You have to go and do something. You then go over here. You see over here. You say connect the dots. You already have. You see, you come here and you say you only need one woman. I understand that. You see, you just flicking to see what you love over here. I see become more. I see live and enjoy a life. You see, you have to understand that is how you speed read. You understand? I mean, you don't have to read it start to finish. I mean, do you understand? You don't have to finish it. Yeah, you don't have to read everything start to finish. You come here, you say those people who work a 9-to-5 job have a passion. I understand you. I understand what you said there. I see selfishness gets rid of perfectionism. I thank you very much. I thank you very much. You see this? You come here. I see gratefulness over pride. I'm just scanning to see what's going on over here. I see guard your mind. I love that. I love to guard my mind. You see this? I see kissing woman does not satisfy. You see this? I mean, that's how you speed read, guys. You see, you're just looking to see what have I done over here in my quotes. You come over here, you say the more you the more you can. You see, I said the more you cats man do, the better you live, do and love. You see, that's a nice, beautiful quote. You have to do something today, otherwise you'll be a cat who does nothing. You see, you go and just read all about it. I mean, that's how you read quotes, guys. You read really quickly. I mean, follow yourself. You have too much. I see a person with no passion or life partner needs to realize they are worth having one. You need one in life. You just have you. You see? You see, no matter what, stick to your smarts and you will overcome anything. You can read a quote here and there. You don't have to read everything. You can already see by my nice, beautiful Instagram. I mean, this over here will teach you more than my actual words. You have to understand that these photos of me right now and what I provide you here will teach you more than those words will. I promise you guys, now you have to understand that that's just one way on how to read images. You go here to YouTube, I will show you another way. I'll show you my YouTube, for example, and then we're going to go down. You just find out now, for example, I promise you, we'll click over here, such as we did, and we'll go into my playlist. You see, I have 115 videos. You've already speed read. You've already done some speed reading there. You now go into my thumbnails, and we're going to read images of how did I do my thumbnails. You can already see how I do my thumbnails. You can see also how much my videos are in length, and that's all we're looking at right now. I mean, that's how we speed read something. You see? You can see my videos are all up to, I mean, they're so long. I mean, they can go from 2 minutes to 4 or 5 hours and more. You see? You see, I can do 1 minute videos to any amount of videos. You see? Now, I mean, that's how I've branded myself in terms of my nice, beautiful videos. And now we've read something about that. You see? Now, what do we do now? I mean, what you do now is you can flip the nice, beautiful YouTube. You can flip the YouTube grid this way, and then you can go and read how I promoted my nice, beautiful titles of my videos. So how to do intro, I mean, how to do an intro for an audience, I mean, how to be positive in productivity, I mean, how to find happiness in the now, I mean, how to do the Guy Mordray in life, I mean, how to resist sin and retention and overcome it today, I mean, how to accept yourself in your entity and nature and live it now. I mean, what are you picking up from here? I mean, you're picking up what do I teach in life? I mean, how to enter any state of mind with ease to increase vigorous. I mean, how to do a sentence in a way you'd be surprised. I mean, how to invest in you totally to be you every day. I mean, how to accept the power of acceptance in you to make it out alive. I mean, how to gravitate towards you and make you special. So all that you're reading is how did I make my nice, beautiful titles and what am I teaching in my videos. So that's already done and dusted. And then you go and follow the other criteria that I've already told you in terms of I taught you. And for example, I mean, let's go click on some other type of nice thumbnail over here in terms of some other examples. I mean, let's go Tony Robbins. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, we're just looking to see, I mean, how is he doing it? I mean, you can see he's putting his face in the thumbnails and he's putting some quotes and titles in there. You can see some related videos. You can see what they're doing. You can see where they are. I love I. You can see that he's on shows. You can see what's going on with him over here. You can see he's doing nice, beautiful interviews and he's with popular people and he's successful and he's looking good. You can see he's better than yesterday. You can see he has 7-hour videos. You can see he's appearing on shows too. You can see, I love I. You can see now how that goes. You can see his views. You can look at the views. You can say 2.2 million. You can say you can say 4.28 million followers. You can say over here you have 3 million views. You have a lot of views over here. You see this? You can read what's going on. You can see, for example, you can press over here. You can see what he's done recently, for example. You go, last week. I mean, let's see his videos for last week. I mean, these are his recent videos. I mean, it's all 1 day ago and 4 days ago and 1 week ago and 2 days ago. You understand? I mean, you can catch up with what he's doing today. I mean, that's one way. You can also go, for example, and you flip up the nice, beautiful landscape mode and then you teach. I mean, you just see what his headlines are. I mean, Tony Robbins 2020, I mean, if you correct your mind, I mean, the rest of your life will fall into place. I mean, that title right there, I promise you that title will get you views because you can understand the title's name. I mean, it's never been done before and he will get some views for that. I see learn as much as you can. I see Tony Robbins motivational video. I promise you that title there is only going to grab views because of Tony Robbins' status name. And that's it. I promise you have to do nice, beautiful titles. I'll find your beautiful title here, which is this one here. Actually, this one here will grab a lot of views because it has a title nobody else done. I see this one. I see Focus on Yourself, Powerful. I see Powerful, Inspirational Speech by Tony Robbins. I promise you that one will not get views because it has nothing of competition in terms of no competition. I mean, it has no difference in life. You have to understand, I never compete with anybody, although you have to do something like this over here. In this, I realize in this title, it says how to build a report, and he has a full stop in it. I mean, who's going to write that? I mean, someone may do it, although you have to understand that they then have to write secrets to happy with a comma, and then friendly, comma. I mean, healthy relationships, full stop. I mean, who's going to do that? I mean, who's going to do that in a title? I've already picked up that I can do that as well. I can put some commas and full stops in my titles. I mean, that right here, I mean, I promise you someone else already done that title there. I mean, you have to write titles in YouTube that are so different. I promise you, I'll now teach you how I do my titles. You watch this. I promise you now. I mean, how to positively influence with technique and vigor in Jesus' name. With an exclamation point. I mean, who's going to write that? I mean, how to be a rising star to understand life inside out. I mean, who's going to write that? I mean, how to self-control yourself so you become more purity in thy heart. I mean, who's going to write that? I mean, how to empower yourself in success through discipline and love. I mean, how to forgive so you can make it better in pride and growth. I mean, how to see truth in Jesus and life inside purity with vigor. I mean, who is going to write that exact aspect of life? I mean, how to reevaluate something more than new in better times. I mean, who's going to write that? I mean, how to overcome the coronavirus so you gain it during economic wars. I mean, who's going to write that? I mean, how to overcome fear so you can see Jesus in purity better. I mean, how to brand thyself in Jesus' honor and integrity. I mean, how to communicate so you understand compound interest in life. I mean, how to go higher to understand consciousness and dignity. I mean, how to live a healthier lifestyle so you understand life inside. I will now show you guys how to really go about reading anything inside an audiobook really quickly. I have a nice beautiful audiobook here by Jay Shetty, and this is how I read, guys. So what I do is, I mean, do you remember when I taught you that audiobooks have 3.5 times the speed? So what you do is you go 3.5 times, guys, and you just realize that we're going to pick up the audio signal of the book, and what we're really doing is we're really understanding how does he present himself in the audio first, in terms of his vocalities and sounds.
Right today. Remember and give thanks to the people who gave you the skills you gain recognition for. Then I haven't finished. Aim high, your weakest. And they learn how to teach. There is great visualization into your head. How much you love them. Whatever it is. Get a muscle in a little finger of a child proud, rated, or annoyed. Or from a treehouse from his childhood. Not. You may find that you're here. Observe the sensations. As you walk in this space. Repetition of an activity. Then, if you're trying to remember or reconnect, move your focus. Turn. And gratitude as a feeling of appreciation that comes when you recognize that something. Gratitude is good. It brings us that we're useless and carried. If you lost a loved one, seek days after I arrived.
I will say, guys, that what we're doing here is just we're listening to his tonalities, and forget the words, please.
Yashram. Done. Now the class takes the time to get wanted. I really wanted to help someone. And that girl was wet fed. Flip over onto your belly. Put your hand in prayer. Give thanks. The animals, the trees, the birds, the four winds, swing, and bring meditation. Take yourself to time and place. That's okay. We'll be along to mute. What's up? You can carry the leaky bucket. Just think. Because then you'll see every moment is a friendship. Is there a project that's most you made to your friend? Love. Gratitude. That gratitude. They arrange strangers into groups of four, being recipients of generosity from teammates.
I do use the 30-second skip mark.
Who wants to hurry and distraction? How much pleasure they give us is largely up. We'll look them or take it for granted. Into gratitude. It does this by giving up. What drink? The old woman said. Constant. See public health. Points out. Use that. And values you appreciate. You might have more permanence than ever. And it trauma. But the focus is clear. You know, the co-founder of Blue Zone, they take their roots are shallow. I say, this is who I am. Remember, the thing nobody cares. We need a holy tide to age. And we look for the people we allow is. We got a strong moral compass. We use the force to trust to understand you. A complete package. Giving us everything reliable. Laying their lives on the line. To fit you, people, and a friend. And decide to become that. Situations like this, most polls should be into one of these circle relationship bases. But you are also befriend which is earned. One every not earned that level of trust. Shoot. One answer fundamental questions. Or that one is suspicious. And people do not live up to expectation. Relationship from such a low goodness. We want the relationship is what you do the work in large ways and needs to be among the effort and through potential mates online without relationship. You have much anxiety and learn have the opportunity to become the person you with long term fortifying relationship. Smile and ask me about my day. Love attention. Be your quality time without distraction. If that is you walk past object of hopes and worries. Therefore, betraying relaxing space without 6 you want. 2. About the taking out, realistic self, bold, massive attack, love is a on a day body to the theater, see wicked. But I work, you try to find people to eat, yet recreating the same experience, problem box, it's something together, the horror, no, there is a difference, position, winning, heartbreak, happens. Explore them to come up from the moment, you need to be someone who solves.
I will now say that when you're listening to the nice, beautiful words over here, you have to understand that I read on 3.5 times, and you probably don't understand these words, so I'll drop it down to just 1 times because I don't know how fast you read. Although I read at 2 times with YouTube, and I also read at 3.5 times with audiobooks, as you see, and I read the actual words that he speaks on 3.5 words in terms of, I read 3.5 times the speed that he's talking, so I can understand every single word that he says.
outward to address the intimate relationship. Must look to the universe. To novice at the ashram,
I mean, you must look to the universe.
and we get out. The monastery is then a center
I mean, he's talking about a monastery.
in England. And yet, that is exactly what I learned as a.
I mean, he's saying you learned something.
We are compelled to serve.
You see, you must serve.
That instinct in order to feel like life has meaning. Fulfilled.
You see, life has meaning.
When you serve, you see that the world needs what you have to offer.
You see, you must do something to offer something. I realize he's saying you must do something to offer something.
They have a chance to show you care for them.
You have to show them you care.
She gave birth there, cutting her
I mean, he's actually giving a story right now that she gave birth. I don't know who that is.
great place to start.
You can actually listen to that.
Same is true for service. When you serve, you mention it to your friends.
You see, you have to tell everybody that you're doing something of interest.
Change.
I mean, when you do that, you're going to understand you're going to be more successful because you are connecting with people.
One can serve with a mix of intentions.
You see, you have to serve with a lot of aspects of life. He's saying, you understand? So what you do is you keep skipping.
Research on vibrational healing.
You don't have to read start to finish.
Mo-
I promise you, although, that what this does is every time you skip, you're just in the present
Where you
moment. You're in the present moment, and it keeps you in the present moment when you do this. I realize that when you just keep on reading,
Speak to your.
I mean, if you keep on reading while it's playing in the background, I mean, you're not going to really listen to the words much. You have to understand that you're probably doing something else while you're listening to the words. Although, when you focus on the actual words and you skip, and you do it consciously like this,
Self. Researchers are looking that make yourself come one with the divinity, a fresh start. Fail flexibility to
I mean, now what you're doing is you're really conscious in the moment and you're just focusing on the audiobook and you're not focusing on anything else. So you're going to speed read and you're going to pick up the information faster.
close your eyes.
You can see he's in the meditation here.
Ask you two things you can smell.
So that's the end credits.
Part 3. Today it is called do rather than succumbing. Thankfulness could reported lowest for. If you want to, by pointing out when you're present to be grateful for is the answer. Dr. P.
You see, to be grateful is the answer.
Morally, how to increase it about an expect are all valid. Of being born into a family, I was around 9
You have to be born into a better family.
years old.
I promise
In a
you
tax-
that he didn't say that, although I understand that you make it up you make it up, although you have to understand that he's just talking about something over here. I mean, you have to be born into a family, and that's all we heard.
Negative scenario. Heard another child complaining
I mean, he's giving a story.
ingratitude. Like a teacher begins, let us gather our minds as one.
I mean, he's giving a story of what somebody else said.
Can I learn from this moment?
I mean, you're picking up about the author and what he's doing, so you can also do the same thing, and you can go and give stories of other people and what they've done.
Then look for that gratitude outward and good for someone else. Thinking, set out to find out whether kindness is generous.
You see, he's talking about a story over here.
6.
You can also read the nice, beautiful infrastructure of his audiobook, and you can find out the table of contents. So you go details, for example. You go over here, and you can go clips and bookmarks. I realize that somewhere over here, you can find the chapters of the book. I don't know, although I understand the chapters are here. So what you look for in the audiobooks is you're looking to see first the numbers. How long is the chapters? I mean, it's up to an hour long. You see, you just read it nice and quickly, and also you read the titles about what he talks about in each chapter. I mean, now you don't like these 4 chapters. You love this one here. You love this one here. You love the Charity's Dilemma. You love that one there. You just go and read that one now.
7.
Now since you love that one so much, you just skip it, please.
The mind. people who'd been asked to use the strength that we give it. So removing them from your... Do it. You have the ability. You are unimportant. 98.
You are important, guys. So just realize that he may have sent something that somebody else said. So just realize that, guys, you are important. I realize, although, that you guys can also read at 3.5 the times the speed. And all you're really doing is you're just skipping the audio really quickly. You're not looking to finish that 1 hour, because you can do that 1 hour, you can do it in 10 minutes.
Are not a time. Or, congratulations, I know you're going... And then I see the work. I know stubborn and... No food, no shelter, no money. We had to fend for ourselves. Out climbs on the count.
You can see now, for example, that in this video, I realize that this nice, beautiful speed is so slow for me. Although when I boost it up, I do this. I mean, you may have heard one word. I just heard 10 words in one. I mean, he's saying that you must go into the next chapter of your life, making sure that you're doing something amazing. Although he said you must go into the next chapter of your life.
Do something, and it's safe in the past, doesn't mean it's over.
I mean, he's saying over here, you must never go in the past and never think it's over.
I
mean, he's saying you must stay inside.
It's yours, or you think you are something, then it hurts to have it taken away.
You see, he says you are something, so make sure you're doing something.
He made about $30. 3 days before the Subway performance, he had played.
You see, right here he's saying 3 days after a performance, he's saying that he's talking about somebody else.
The conflict between what we suggest call our should self, or what we feel we should do.
You see, he's saying over here that many people have conflicts about life. You see, that's how I read. I read so fast, guys, so I need you guys to understand that when I do this, I really understand what is going on. So when I read this way, I'm really just looking to see and feel out the video and the audio and the quality of what I'm doing in each and every single moment, and to make sure that images and everything is nice and not violent, because I don't look at violence. I don't go where the positivity is. I realize that if you're somebody who needs to watch movies or the news or anything that's negative, I mean, you may as well never watch it from start to finish and just watch the body language of the video and move on to something else. I mean, that way you're going to be more positive about yourself, because you have an extra 3 hours because you never watched The Lord of the Rings, for example. I'm not saying that The Lord of the Rings is negative. I'm saying that there is some negativity in it because there's fighting going on with other people, and that's negative in The Lord of the Rings, although everything else is nice. I mean, do you understand? So guess what? You have to understand that every single way that you understand that life is to be lived now, you have to understand you just skip videos really quickly. And that's it. I realize I've taught you so much right here about how to really live life, and I promise you, you'll never find this content in any other video except for this one, because guess what? If you found it in other people's content, I realize it's because it came from here. I promise you that nobody else around the world in 2020 is teaching you this. I promise you nobody else has given the insights such as this in one video and ever. I need you to understand that you now have a nice, beautiful set criteria to understand that you are going to realize that when you're even reading information, you're just looking to see the ideas in the actual, you're just looking to see the ideas in the actual nice, beautiful writing piece, because you're not reading from start to finish. You have to understand that what you're reading is just a few sentences and a few words. You're looking to see what you love to read. You just read a bit and you move on. You read a bit, you move on. You read a bit, you move on. I mean, that's what speed reading is in terms of physical reading. Promise you, images will teach you so much faster than words ever will. Promise you, words, you have to read it consciously, although you have to read everything consciously, although it's different. Promise you, I showed you my images I showed you 756 images really quickly in my Instagram. I mean, that's going to teach you more about how to be and act and do and be more successful than one sentence or a book. I mean, do you understand? You have to understand that nice, beautiful Instagram that I have is going to teach you more than most books will in life. The books will say, you go and do that. promise you that when you start doing it, you'll find out what those books are talking about. Promise you, when you see me doing it, you now believe straight away that you can do it. Because I've done it, so why can't you? Whereas when I've done it, now I've given you the confidence to do it. I've opened a new type of area in your life where you now can go and brain yourself that way. I'll see you guys in the next video.